Ciao Future Tarot. My name is Bella, and today we're going to do something a little new, something a little different. We're going to try the Hermits spread. Looking for some Hermitish guidance? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs of Virgo. Take what resonates, toss the universe what does not. It's not meant for you, and that's okay. Check the other placements and the readings that go along with that. Okay? I'm going to use singing bowl, taking that deep breath in. Exhale whenever you feel so inclined to do so. That's just going to help balance your energies and prepare for the messages, okay? Peace, love, health, and wealth, Virgo. So, wow, this is the Divine's greatest blueprint for you unfolding. It really is. Something magical is happening here. As I was meditating and drawing some oracle cards coming into the reading, what a powerful energy for you. It was just, it just radiates transformation and a time of growth for you. Really a time of releasing difficulty, right? I feel like this is going to be for the people, for Virgos that have just been through a tumultuous energy. We got a slow and steady wins the race here, turtle spirit, okay? Virgo, this is a little bit about pushing too hard, right? And, you know, we all can, but this is a time to slow down a little bit, release that fear that life is that race that you might be losing, right? We all get there. As age kind of goes past, time passes by, we start to, like, you know, look at everybody else's life and start to analyze where we're at, right? Stop doing that. You are where you're meant to be in this moment, in this life, okay? We have 38 lizard spirit coming out in reverse as well. It says, dream the world into being, Virgo. This is something I would say, like your imagination running amok, you know? Creating nightmares out of, you know, possible dreams, right? Working so hard towards the dream that you lose, you know, the love of the dream along the way. Don't become that energy. We also have 43 in reverse, owl spirit, seeing clearly now. This is being overwhelmed and a little bit overpowered, Virgo, by these feelings. You know, I feel like you're probably sensing a lot of emotions right now, feeling very highly sensitive, Virgo, through this period. You have to get yourself grounded so that you can sort of approach situations with a calmer mindset and a different way of thought, right? Child came out for you from angel guidance, and it says, you care deeply about children and they readily respond to your love. All children, including your own inner child, require love, affection, and attention. We can clear and open your heart and schedule so that you can give more time and energy to the children who need you. Shower of abundance came out. Okay. To heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you allow. All right? Now, you've got this Archangel Archangel that came out in reverse. Now, something's blocking your happiness here, Virgo. Okay? Remember, you know, peace and happiness always lies in your perception. Okay? So, I really want to say change, you know, perception, look at a different way of finding happiness. If happiness is what you can't find it in what you were looking for, in whatever that situation was, then release that situation. Up from the depths, this is a time of great release for you, Virgo. Releasing that difficulty. You know, walking away from whatever was just kept you buying to the same damn things, doing the same circle. Whether it's thoughts, passion, patterns, people. On the bottom of the deck, you have that currents of emotion. There's uncontrolled feelings here, right? And it feels very highly like you are, like sort of like lightning, a little bit of a tornado, a lot of high intense emotions coming through you, Virgo, this time. Be mindful of that. Just and don't assume that you're doing anything wrong. Okay? The Hermit's guidance spread we're gonna take out. Each card has a position with a specific message, okay? So the first card is the Forest, and it is what have you been trying to navigate? Okay, so what has Virgo been trying to navigate? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs of Virgo. What is Virgo being trying to navigate? Probably releasing a lot of this difficulty is probably a lot of it. The Moon card coming out. Yeah, illusion. You've been trying to release everything that was weighing you down emotionally, right? Kept you drowning almost. There was a real sense of, you've been trying to navigate your way through the healing. And you've been definitely feeling your way through it, Virgo. And I feel like right now there's a lot of uncontrolled sort of emotions feeling, and you're feeling them really intensely. It makes you feel a little exhausted. The second card in this position is the trees, and it has what has kind of distracted you. Oh, we lost a card there. Thankfully, it didn't go through the deck. What has got you distracted from, you know, healing your way through this, right? I feel like for some of you, there was a sense of, I was almost there. I was doing good. I was on the right path, and then all of a sudden something got you a little bit lost. What distracted, Virgo? And probably was illusions as well, right? The moon does represent some sort of illusions, you know, that maybe became very apparent for you. You have that Five of Cups in reverse. Grief is what kept you, right? Stuckness, sadness, not understanding the process, right? That's both water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy coming in for you. Releasing the grief, you kind of kept recycling it, right? And we can often do that. You hold on to the pain, you're releasing it now. It's time to let that go. Next is the darkness. What prevents you from seeing your way here, Virgo? What has prevented you from seeing your way? Focusing on that despair has been a lot of this, right? Three of Wands in reverse, not looking towards the new horizon, focusing on the past, right? What has kept you burdened instead of going towards that new beginning that you're looking at that's right there. You kind of recluse back because part of you is really afraid to get hurt again in some ways. The Lantern is the next position, and it's where can you get some hope from? Where can you draw, where can you draw that hope from in your life? Whether it be a spiritual mentor, picking up a class, or doing something that just helps you emotionally ground and get yourself in a better place, right? King of Wands. I like it. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, being the authoritative, controller of your path and what is right for you, right? At the end of the day, being, you are a true leader at heart, but you're commanding some, attention and respect at this time, but you can drive hope from the power of the King of Wands could be a masculine figure in your life as well. But I feel like this is your own inner masculine. Even, for some this could be a father figure, whether in the present or the past. Guide coming out for you. What must you sort of address here before you move forward? It's the King of Cups coming out here for you. So there's the two masculine emotions. I feel like head and heart here, right? I feel like for some of you, you really have understanding the emotions that are going to lead to your greatest power, the greatest awakening for you. Once this is done for you, this mastering your emotions, which I feel like is hugely part of this reading, you've got that currents of emotions, you've got releasing the difficulty, you've got something blocking that unhappiness. It is the emotions of the past. It is something of the healing that needs to still be addressed here. You could say, well, I've done it, I've worked it. Yeah, maybe, but something isn't. The Ace of Wands coming out here for you. Once you do this intellectual clarity, this epiphany moment is going to come to you. You're not going to feel so lost. You're going to find that internal flame again that's kind of been buried long underneath all the pain, Virgo. The truth and the clarity, it could come in a full moon energy, the next full moon. You've been navigating, like you see, she's drowning. There's a sense of really working through. I feel like you've been drowning in this grief, this despair, this pain of the past, right? Five of Cups is all about the losses that you are conflicted with, right? And it's almost prevented you from seeing the horizon, right? What's potentially there for you because you were just so stuck. At the bottom of the deck is this King of Cups, right? The King of Swords there. The Ten of Cups, I mean. The Ten of Pentacles. And the World. Virgo, this is a time of prepare for that real shower of abundance. Because your emotions, this releasing the difficulty that's kept you so stuck and stagnant, and in that you've been pushing so hard to forget or heal. You've been looking for that, the light of day so much, and waiting for the pain to stop and this grand and sort of magical, awakening to happen. It's going to come in divine timing, Virgo, when it's ready, but I don't think necessarily you're maybe ready. You're still processing the emotions, right? It's okay, right? Whatever's blocking you is in your perception of the happiness that's been defined to you by the past, right? Whatever kept you stagnant, stuck, whether it's from your child, your childhood that has you leading the same emotional patterns that maybe your parents or grandparents or, siblings or whoever in your life represented for you, that emotional challenge that was learned behavior, right? There's some learned energy here. This kept you it's prevented you from seeing clearly in so many situations because you didn't know you didn't know, right? There's a sense of not knowing any better in some situation here, and the pain just becomes, what is your process, right? You almost went through a long time of learning how to just live with it, and instead of understanding that you had to heal it, and in order to heal it, you had to feel it. And that's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to go there, right? Like, nobody wants to go through the pain of the thought. Like, if you've been through it, and you buried it and repressed it deep down, nobody wants to go through that again. Nobody wants to feel the healing. And it's like, no, we want to do all that to avoid, but at the end of the day, growth only comes in your greatest game, right? And you're not your greatest self if you're not fully aware of the issues that are, causing you stagnance and not moving forward, right? We are our greatest defeat, right? We allow the perception of the world, people, opinions, society, the program to determine what we feel or do or decide is happy. Happiness is defiantly yours, right? It is, you get to decide in any way, shape, or form what happiness looks like for you. And that's the one beauty we have in this world. But it's stripped away from us as young kids because we get taught that happiness looks like this box with this job and this wife or husband or this many kids or this, and it doesn't have to be that way. And if you at some point lose any of that, then society devalues your life and your person, who, and that can really, really become something so hard to get out of and release from. Especially, again, if they're learned programming traits that we pick up as child, right? And we learn them and take our, and we don't understand until halfway through our life that it was wrong. Well, you've been doing it 20 years, now you tell me? It's like, oh. So I get that right now you're sort of turning and looking at this process of life like, oh my God, did I live in a complete sense of fog or illusion, right? Even if there was a sense of maybe you did, now you don't have to. It's all in the power of perception. Release the grief, release the pain of the past so that it's not keeping you bound, and that's where the control needs to stop. That's where you need to take back the control of what's necessary. Because only then will things change, right? You're coming out from the death. You have to take the first initial step. You can do it. slow and steady absolutely does win the race. So, until next time, I hope this helped. Namaste.